Hi, my name is Anithra Saunders. Welcome to my Wiki assignment in partial fulfillment of the course EDRS 8950. On June 5th, 2023, I began the class EDRS 8950 and embarked on the student requirement to complete the CITI course on standards of ethical research as it applies to vulnerable populations. This wiki assignment will include an introduction, primary goals, results, timeline, and summary. This wiki assignment involves the detailed completion of the CITI course on standards of ethical research as it applies to vulnerable populations. I began on June 5th and completed it on June 29th. Please listen as I detail my journey through the CITI certification in EDRS 8950 with the University of the West Indies online campus. The course materials became available and I immediately commenced the CITI course. The choices of audio, visual format provided multiple means of engagement and representation for my learning style. I followed the course facilitator's advice, which was to play the audio while reading the information. This made it better for me to remember the information and pass each quiz at the end of each module. The minimum passing score for each module is 80%. The modules focused on proper procedures for completing a research project and were very insightful. I followed the enrollment process guidelines and had no issues moving forward. I made it a point to complete 2 to 5 modules per day until it was all completed. Some modules were more challenging than others, and I had to retake a few quizzes, as the required passing mark, as I stated, was 80%. I had also heard from former students that working and waiting until the last minute would not be a wise choice, so I was determined from the very beginning to complete it on time. In that way, I could focus on the major course assignments and other work that had to be completed. There were no major challenges as to completing the CITI. However, I did not complete the wiki assignment as there were challenges in other parts of the course. The setup for each module included learning objectives, definitions, and other key information, especially the author information. The introduction also helps me to know what to expect for each topic. Some modules that stood out to me were research misconduct, data management, workplace risks, and several more. The information was presented in a colorful and organized way. That also assisted with student engagement for me. The research plan and communication module gave a clear timeline and outline for successful IRB review. A data collection module also listed key information, such as the questions that are listed here on this slide. Plagiarism was a running theme in several modules, and it was a constant reminder to give credit where credit is due for persons' ideas, processes, results, and so on. As I completed this course, I realized that I am more prepared to gather data and conduct research properly. The CITI certification was a direct way of learning the different information and protocols. Now, I feel as if the development of my research project will be guided by these ethical principles. They were all read, reviewed, and tested in the CITI certification course. It was not an easy feat to complete this certification. It was time consuming. But again, I learned valuable principles of research and made note of several authors to look up for further research scenarios and guides. In closing, the details of my Wiki assignment involve the completion of the CITI course on standards of ethical research as it applies to vulnerable populations. It took me from June 5th to June 29th to complete, and I hope you enjoy listening to my brief journey through the city certification in EDRS 8950 with the University of the West Indies online campus. It has truly been a pleasure for me to learn about ethical research in anticipation of completing my research project. Research ethics and society are important principles for doctoral research that I will pay close attention to. Here is a copy of my completion certificate. Thank you for watching.